Hi guys, remember that tree I talked about on Monday? The one where you want to pick the fruit from the same afternoon you planted it? Here's what's really going on, and it's got everything to do with marshmallows that I told you about. You've probably heard of the marshmallow experiment. Scientists would put kids in the room and they'd leave them with one marshmallow and they'd say, if you want this marshmallow, you can have it now, but if you wait 10 minutes, you'll get two. And the kids, some of them ate it straight away, and some of them they'd look at it and they'd smell it and they'd go right up to it and they'd wait. And they followed these kids for years, the scientists. And the ones who could wait had better grades, better relationships, better health. And the ones who couldn't wait, they struggled with everything. It's not about being smarter. It wasn't about talent. It you know, wasn't about being better looking. It was about one thing and one thing only: delayed gratification. So here's where it connects to that tree I was telling you about and your weight loss. When you plant that tree, what's happening is you're not thinking about what's happening under the ground. The roots have to go deep and wide before that tree grows, because you want that tree to grow and you want to pick the fruit off that tree. But if it happens too fast and the branches grow too quickly, you're going to fall over because you're not worried about what's happening under the ground. All you're thinking about is what's happening above the ground. Does this sound familiar with what happens with your weight loss? Because I bet it is. Every quick fix, lose all the weight you want in 10 days. Lose 10 kilograms in 10 days. You heard that one before? It's like having no roots underneath, all canopy, and you fall over. And this happens, I see it with my clients. They start losing weight and they start getting the result, and they come back and they've almost sabotaged what's happening. They don't notice that the rings in their fingers are getting looser because they're too busy looking at their stomach. And I bet you've done this. I bet you say to yourself, I used to eat healthy. I used to try. I used to go to the gym. Welcome to the I used to graveyard, as I'm calling it. Here's what I've learned from teaching for 20 years. I used to be a school teacher. And every week I'd start off with a quote of the week on the board. And I wasn't expecting the kids that afternoon or that week to be better just because I put a quote up by some famous person. But I put it up every week, every single week. I wasn't expecting the kids to run and jump and be better athletes the next day. But what did happen, just like with your weight loss, if you stick at it, if you've got to keep sticking at it, after years and years, this kid came to me. I started teaching him in year 8. In year 12, he came up to me and said to me at the end of his exams, he said, Jack, I've got every single one of your quotes on my study board. So it's not about doing it. Anyone, the Nike saying, just do it? Anyone can just do it. Nike is halfway right, probably a little bit right. Just do it. Anyone can just do it. You've got to keep doing it. You've got to keep showing up. The trick is to keep going. You can't get lucky. You can't just say you're smarter than someone else or better looking or richer than someone else. If you want to lose weight and be fitter, you've got to keep doing it. And that's what we do here on the men's movement. We keep you doing it. If you do the men's movement, the 30-day challenge, it's every day, and we talk about this stuff every day because it's there's no person who's smarter or more talented or luckier. They just turned up every day and they keep doing it. That saying, quit now and you never make it. Ignore this advice and you're halfway there. That's the trick with this. Okay, so what happens when you wait for 2 marshmallows instead of eating one right now? Those kids who ate one marshmallow straight away, what are they doing now? They're probably struggling. And this is the sort of thing I talk about when we cover the thinking program and be covering in the sinking program. And we're going to acknowledge that on Friday when we do a deeper dive. We'll talk about this sinking feeling for being stuck. And if you feel like you're stuck and being one of those people who would have eaten that marshmallow straight away, and I'll help you sort of unlock that. And we'll do the thinking, and then we're going to become the thin kings, and then we're going to do the walking phase, the bulking phase, and of course, my favorite phase, the talking phase. And they're the 5 phases of the King program that we'll do, because we want you to never, ever have to worry about getting on the scales again, and we want you to get your body back. Okay, this time you are not going to quit. See you Friday. Cheers.
You've been listening to the Men's Movement. Look forward to seeing less of you next time.